Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Viswanath Aluru, attending physician in physical medicine and rehabilitation at Oxford Health in New Orleans. Welcome to Part 3 US Residency Training and Beyond. In this video, we will discuss about how a typical day goes in the life of a resident or an intern, how the work flows. Because I did my internship in general surgery, it's slightly different from the rest of the specialties, but the order of events more or less will be the same. Usually in general surgery, sign-outs happen very early in the morning. That's the reason is the ORs are pretty full, they're pretty booked for the entire day, so they have to start really early, so that's the only way they can get to finish all the hours on time. So the hours really start at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's why the sign outs happen at 5 o'clock in the morning. So your day starts at 5 o'clock in general surgery as an intern. So you have to get to the hospital on time because the on-call resident will be carrying the pager. They'll be getting all these pages calls non-stop until you actually go get the sign out and transfer the pager to your pager. So it's very important that you go there on time and get a proper sign out from your on-call resident. So they will tell you about what things happened overnight on your patients and what are the new patients admitted to your service or your unit, those kind of things. Once you get a proper sign out, and these days most of the residency programs are encouraging to actually write the hand of note in the electronic medical record itself. So I highly recommend this idea because in that way the notes will be there in the chart in the computer even after the on-call resident leaves or goes to some other service. So once you get the handoff, then you actually print a list of your patients in your service. I highly recommend that you print a daily list. This is because there will be several changes happening overnight, like transfers, discharges, new admissions. So that's why there will be change in room numbers, change in the patients. You should print a daily list. Once you print the list, you should click on each and every single patient on your chart. Make sure you look at their vitals, look at their labs, look at their notes from previous day, any new consoles that were actually ordered, any new things that's happening. So you should get a clear idea about all the patients under your service, what's going on in the morning. So once you print the list, you write like a brief note, few points next to each patient, write the vitals, labs, any important things that you need to follow up when you go see the patient. So you should do this work between 5 to 6, and then at 6 o'clock usually your senior comes, and then you go round on all your patients in your service with your senior. So the senior rounds happen between 6 to 7, and then once you're done with the senior rounds, there will be a morning report. The morning report, there will be a chief resident, the attending physician, and all the other residents. They will mainly discuss any admissions that came overnight, any things that happened overnight, any acute care transfers, or any change in status on the patients. So they discuss all the important things in the morning report. It's very important that you attend the morning report every single day. After the morning report, usually around 7:30, because it's a surgery residency, you go to the pre-op area. So because the residency expects you to go to the pre-op area is to see all the patients, you're ready to go to the operating room. So you have to talk to the patient, talk to the family, explain them about the procedure. You get the consent form and you identify the surgery area, whether it is an abdomen surgery or an arm surgery. You have to identify the location, mark the location, explain them everything about the procedure, answer all the questions, and then you put in a pre-op note in the computer, and then you inform your senior resident or attending that the patient is ready. So after that, you will go back to the floor. So to actually finish your floor work, that means you have to put in any orders, labs, or any follow-up, consults, any referrals, and also you try to finish your progress notes as soon as possible. So because usually clinics start around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So the clinics are really heavy, especially in general surgery. They see about 35 to 40 patients a day, morning session and afternoon session. So you'll be pretty booked in the clinic. So you go to the clinic around 9:30, 10 o'clock, whenever they start, and then you start seeing the patients. In between the clinic patients, you still have to hold the pager, so you will be getting calls from time to time, pages from time to time. So sometimes you get too many of them, so you have to answer all the calls and pages in the real time, because sometimes it might be just an order, or sometimes it might be like a very sick patient that you have to go see immediately. That's why you really have to be on top of these calls and pagers, try to answer them in the real time. And so there will be mainly calls from the emergency room. If any new patient comes in, they will call for a surgery consult. Sometimes there will be calls from the floor regarding any patients or regarding discharges. Sometimes attendings accept patients from other hospitals, hospital to hospital transfers, when you have to go see the patient, admit the patient. Sometimes there will be patients coming out of the OR surgery in the post-op area, so you have to go see the patient, how they're doing, any issues post-op. And then once they are stable, then you have to transfer the patient to the floor. You have to put in the admission orders and the floor orders for those patients. So these are the kind of things that you have to address from time to time, in between your clinic patients. Usually clinic end around like 4 o'clock, 4:30. So then you come back to the floor. You always stay in touch with your senior resident, give them updates what's going on with any patients, any new consults, a new admission, new calls, all those things. And the evening you try to find your senior resident, give them an update on all your patients, run the list with the patient, with the resident. And then whoever is the on-call physician, try to find the on-call physician. Usually in surgery, sign outs happen around 5 o'clock, so try to find your on-call physician, give them a proper handoff, sign out about your patients, anything that needs to be done, any that needs to be monitored for the rest of the night, all those things. Once you give the handoff, you have to transfer the pager to the on-call person, so they will no longer call you. So all the calls after the handoff will go to the on-call resident. I highly recommend that if you haven't finished writing all your notes, like progress notes, clinic notes, any of those stuff, you maybe stay there for another hour, try to finish all your notes, because now you can sit quietly, because no one will be calling you, because you already transferred your pager. So try to finish all your notes before you go home. So that's how the day goes. Sometimes some days it will be like didactics. There will be noon conferences, there will be grand rounds or departmental rounds, those kind of things. The senior residents or the chief residents or the department coordinator will tell you. So on certain days there will be those lectures and rounds that you need to attend as part of the residency training. So this is how the day goes in the life of an intern. So with this, I'm going to end this video, and then I will see you all in another video. We mainly talk about what are the qualities that as a resident or an intern you really need to follow to be successful in the training program. I will see you again soon. Have a good day. Bye.